Yes, I'm sitting in my car. However, I'm not getting Grace from school.
Why?
I did.
It's kidding.
Bailey's with me, my oldest daughter. Hold on, let me tell them why, and then I'll tell you when you can listen. So, like I told you guys, she wanted to do homeschool, so we took her out of school. Yesterday was her last day. She finally told us last night that she really wanted to no longer be in school. So I took her out of school, and I'm going through the process of registering her for homeschool. You want to say hi?
Mm-mm.
Can I turn the camera to face you really fast?
I don't want to.
You don't want to? Okay.
Mm-mm.
So anyway, so you can hear my oldest daughter, Bailey, but she doesn't want the camera on her. So she says hi. You want to just at least wave with your hand? I won't turn the camera. You can just no? Okay. She says no. She doesn't want to.
Peace.
Say please?
Peace.
Oh, peace. We want to give them a piece?
Okay.
No?
No.
Okay. She says no. Okay. So I got a request to talk about one of my ghost stories because my last video was doing a review on Ghost Adventures.
You did?
I did. I totally did. I watched their new episode. It was so creepy. So, and since I'm home, I made myself vanilla chai tea with cinnamon dolce primal creamer and caramel macchiato creamer. And it's actually really good. My mom is like such on a tea kick, and I'm like, I don't even like tea. But I like to try things just for her. And this combination is actually super good. Okay, so it's really hot. I just made it. Okay, so I kind of want to start obviously at the beginning because who starts in the middle? I do sometimes, but I'll start at the beginning. Okay, so when my parents first bought this house, it was in the early 90s, I believe. And we were from a small town that started getting a little, I'll just say it, I'm not going to be shy. It started to get straight ghetto, okay? So, of course, my dad did not want to raise his family with a bunch of daughters. There's 3 of us and a brother in a neighborhood and in a city that was starting to get ghetto.
Logan?
No, Uncle Wesley. So when we were younger, Papa didn't want to raise us in like a ghetto town.
It's my uncle.
Your uncle, yeah. So my parents, we left this small town. We went to even another small town. But anyway, so they bought a house and we were super excited. Hold on, my husband's coming. He's probably going to be like, what are you doing sitting in the car? Hold on.
Go on.
I said you were coming. Bailey doesn't want to be on camera.
No, I'm
Go away, I'm trying to tell my video. My story. Okay, so anyway.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, Humpy.
Pick.
Okay, so my parents bought this house and we were so excited. We didn't want to go back to our old house because we had already packed up, and it was going to be around Christmas time when we actually moved into this place. And my parents were like, okay, do you guys want to stay here, which is our old house, or do you guys want to celebrate Christmas at the new house? My husband is like wandering. He gets lost without me.
Is your husband?
Yes. So so we were like, oh heck no, we want to have Christmas at our new house. Like, oh my gosh, you know?
Mama had a Christmas too.
Yeah. So of course my parents were like, okay, let's go have Christmas at the new house. So we go to the new house. We all slept in what ended up being my older sister's bedroom, and we all slept in there on the floor. Like we had like some stuff. We brought like our blankets and pillows and stuff like that, but we didn't have furniture in the house. Everything was at our old house. Yeah, we had towels because we showered. So we get there, and the very first night, we all noticed that, what?
A boat? Lake?
No, I'm talking about a story when I was little. Not when you were little. So, I remember waking up in the middle of the night because it was just kind of scary being in a house. I mean, the house had power, so it's not like we were like completely in the dark. If we needed to turn the light on, we could turn the light on. But I remember we were literally, there's 6 of us in this bedroom, and I remember waking up feeling scared, and we heard dogs barking. And of course, you know, you think dogs barking in the middle of the night, you think, oh my gosh, there's an intruder or there's somebody walking around the neighborhood. And so I remember that was kind of scary, like in the middle of the night, you know. And of course, you know, my dad, he gets up, did he walk around? I think he might have, or maybe he just told us to go back to sleep. I don't remember.
She was asleep.
So then, I know we weren't fully moved in yet because my bed wasn't put together. I had it on the floor, like the mattress, and I didn't have my dresser. I had none of my clothes in there. I had taken my backpack from our old house, and I kind of put whatever I could in my backpack, and you know, I put it in the closet. And we had cats at the time, and so sorry, I have like a bunch of cars going by. So I was laying in my bed, and I got woke up by my closet doors.
Where is it?
Rattling.
Where is it?
Almost like.
Where is it?
Where's what?
You're
You're ruining my story. I'm trying to tell the story without the climax. Okay. So I was woke up by the closet door shaking, and there are the closet doors that are on the tracks, like kind of old school. They did they have mirrors on them?
Yes. Yes, it did.
They might have had mirrors, but anyways, I hope you guys know the old school closet doors that maybe had mirrors on them. But if not, if they didn't have mirrors, they were just like white. So I remember waking up hearing my closet door like almost like earthquake, like that. But it was almost pulsating, kind of like. And so I was like, what the heck? And I'm thinking, freaking Biff, which was our cat at the time.
What the heck, bro?
So I was like, oh my God, what the heck? Freaking Biff's in my closet, like trying to wake me up. Oh my gosh. And so I go to flick my light on, which literally was right, like the light switch and probably maybe about this much of the wall, and then my closet door. So I went to turn my light switch on, and my light wouldn't turn on. And I'm like, what the heck? Flicking it on and off, nothing. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, that's weird. And so I don't even open the closet door, and I open my other bedroom door, because I had 2 bedroom doors, like a French door that opened, and then the door that you could go into my room from the hallway. So I opened the French doors, and there's these light switches in like the entryway that you can, if somebody flipped it on, then my light switch in my bedroom wouldn't work. So I'm like, ugh, somebody must have freaking switched my light switch. So I go back all irritated because I haven't even opened the closet door yet. So I go, yeah, I did this all in the dark like an idiot. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I open my other bedroom door, I flick the light switch on, and then my light goes on, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then I go open my closet door, there's nothing there. Nothing. I didn't even have clothes in there. I looked down, I looked around because there's shelves up on top, and they had the bar for your clothes, which I didn't have any clothes there. And I remember looking up like this, and then looking down, and then just seeing a pair of shoes and my backpack. And I was like, yeah, that's straight creepy. Okay, so I just turned my light on, turned my light off. I left both my doors open, and I literally walked backwards to my bed, hit the bed like with my lower calf, and then just kind of like sat down and just like, and I went to sleep. So that was like and I was in 7th grade when that happened. Yes.
Mom, I was sick of your butt.
You were smacking my butt?
No.
So then.
Mom?
Yes.
Isn't his following his shirt on your butt? I don't hold it to your butt.
Whoa. Okay, let me tell my story. So then.
Try it.
So that was like my very first incident. Then we ended up moving all the way in. We had, of course, you know, our house was full. We had like 5 dogs. We had 2 cats at the time. Yeah, 2 cats and 6 people, my parents and the 4 kids. So this happened actually quite frequently. Our dogs would accidentally get in, and they were Rottweilers. So we had like 5 Rottweilers at one point, and even more like later on, because my parents like didn't really breed them several times, but I remember just breeding them. And then, like, of course, you know, we're such animal people that we couldn't get rid of them. So we ended up keeping like 3 from a litter, you know. So yeah, you can go in. Yeah. You can come back?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And, so I remember the dogs got in the house on accident, of course, because we had cats. So it was kind of like, oh my God, hurry up, get the dogs. Oh my God. So they always would go to my room. They wouldn't, oh my God, they wouldn't even go in my room, you guys. They would stand in the hallway, like the main dog, Boris, which was my dad's dog. It would walk right up to the tile and the carpet. Like, the carpet was in my room and the tile was in the hallway. He would walk right up to my room door, like the line, would not step in my room, and his hair would stand up, and then all the other dogs would crowd around him in the hallway, in this narrow hallway, growling and barking in my, like, towards my room, and my room would be dark. And we were like, oh hell no, like, no, what the heck is going on? And we were like, come on, let's go. Like, you could not move these dogs. Hold on, my daughter's gonna close the door. So we literally had to get my dad's attention. Like, Dad, like, we can't get the dogs, like, they're just freaking out. You know, I don't know who said it, but I know I didn't say it because I heard Julia. So it was like, oh, they're freaking out in Julia's room, you know. So we ended up getting the dogs out. And that didn't happen just once or twice. That happened several times. All the time. Like, every single time the dogs got in, they would freak out, not entering my room. And it was always just my room. Like, they never did that to any of the other rooms. So that was kind of creepy. Then, one time, I'm trying to think, we were all in this step down. Like, we had this step down, and we all drank coffee except for my brother. And I remember we would always go down for coffee talk and, you know, talk to my parents. And my door was, the French door part of it, one door was open. So I hated the cats in my room because they would just mess around with my stuff and it would just irritate me. So I'd always, like, have my doors closed. Well, I went in my room for something. I closed my door, I came out, went back into the living room. Oh my gosh, I feel like my nose is itchy. I went out of the room, I closed the door, I went back to have, you know, the rest of my coffee. I went, and this was seriously maybe about 15 minutes. I went back, my doors were closed. I went back in my room for something, I don't remember. And all of my dresser drawers were pulled open. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, and mind you, this didn't happen back to back to back. So, I mean, for this to happen, it was more like, all right, whatever. You kind of explain it away. You don't really think paranormal. Like, I didn't. I mean, I was young, so it was like, oh my God. And I closed my doors and I just kind of like went about my business. So, like I said, all this stuff didn't happen back to back. So it didn't quite scare me as much as things did later. So that was like when I was in maybe like high school and like ninth grade or something.
Yeah.
But little things would happen randomly. I'd be getting ready in my bedroom and I would be brushing my hair and then I'd go get dressed, all in the same room. I'd go get dressed and then I'd go back to do something with my hair and my hairbrush is gone. I mean, it just kind of was so regular that it would just be annoying. So then I'd be like, oh my God, seriously? Like, I'm freaking trying to get ready. Like, put my crap back. Like, I don't have time for this. I'm late. Like, I need to, like, I was just irritated, right? And of course, that was happening a lot. And so that didn't really bother me because I didn't feel scared. It was just more like, seriously? Like, I'm trying to get ready. Like, put my crap back, man. Like, come on. And no lie, I would finish getting dressed or get my stuff ready for school, go grab a cup of coffee or a soda, like whatever I was doing in the morning. And I'd go back to my room and my brush would be there. And then I finished getting ready. I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't be like, oh, thank you. Like, I wouldn't do that. I would just be like, and I'd, finish doing my hair, whatever I was doing. And it was always my hairbrush. It was never my curling iron. It was never my makeup. It was never clothes. It was never anything. It was always my hairbrush. So that was kind of weird. But then again, back then I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I cannot be bothered with this drama, because I was in high school. So then trying to think, I'm trying to think of like sequence, like what happened next.
Lake Havasu?
No, not Lake Havasu. This happens here. Then I'm trying to think, maybe this happened. Okay, so it was definitely high school. Oh, I love it. Definitely high school. If not high school, it was like right after high school. I don't know what that is. And my little sister, I was home. It was me and my little sister, and she was waiting for her boyfriend at the time. So this had to have been either our senior year or a year after we graduated. And she was waiting for her boyfriend. So it was just me and my little sister, Taylor. And I was doing the dishes, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna go. And I'm like, and I remember immediately getting scared. So I must have like been scared maybe to be by myself, or been scared because maybe other things had happened, maybe not to me, but to my siblings. So I'm kind of thinking that's why I was scared. I don't remember why I was scared. But yeah, so she had came down the hallway, and we were talking about the scratch that she had got, and she showed me, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like really bad, you need to get a band-aid. I put a band-aid on it for her, and her boyfriend had got there, so he came in, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go do this, we'll be back later. And I'm like, okay, and of course I'm not one to be like, oh, Pussy Willow, like, don't leave me here. I'm like, yeah, girl, go have fun, like, I'll see you later. I'm just crying on the inside like a winner. And I'm freaking out as she's leaving. And I remember being so scared. And then I went to my room and I put music on, you guys, because I didn't want to hear anything going on. Like, I didn't want to hear something by accident or be doing something in my room, like, quietly, and then hear something. Like, I was that scared. Like, even thinking about it, it just makes me like, like, I just didn't want to accidentally hear something and know that I'm alone. So I remember I had a 6-disc CD, and I put a bunch of CDs in there, so that way I knew, oh my gosh, I have hours on hours of music time. Like, I'm never gonna like hear anything, And I remember putting music on. Who knows? I was probably dancing or doing something. And when the song stops, I was working out. Yeah, I was working out.
I knew it.
And, when the song stops and it gets quiet, and then, of course, your next song plays. In the middle of that silence, I heard, hey! Like, oh my god, I just got chills. Like, super loud. And it was not, oh my gosh. It was not outside of the house. It was inside my house. And I was like, I got so scared, I stopped my music because I was like, I literally just ran up, because I knew I was standing up, because I ran up to the CD player, and I just hit power, because I'm like, oh my god, what was that? And you guys, all I could hear was, I don't even know what they were saying. It just sounded like tons of people going, like, oh gosh, I just hate even talking about it. It just sounded like tons of people, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. And I was freaking out. Everything was going through my mind, like, oh my god. At this point, my bed was blocking the double doors, so I only had a window and the door that led to the hallway, which was dark. And I remember if I went down my hallway, I had to go straight, and then I had to make another turn down another darkened hallway and somehow get out the front door. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh my, I'm just gonna jump out the window. I'm jumping out the window. Like, I don't even care. I don't care. I will tell my parents I broke the screen. I try to save my freaking life. Like, I'm jumping out the window. But something, I don't know. I don't know if it was adrenaline, but I was so scared. I was like, something was just like, nope, I'm not going down like that. Like, I remember ripping my bedroom door open and running for my life. So stupid. Through the house to the TV room where I knew had a door and a lock, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, that's the safest place. It has a door, a lock, and a window. Like, I could jump out the window, at least lock myself in there, and if I hear more stuff, just jump out the window. Like, that was my only option, jump out the window. And I remember running. So I literally was so convinced I was going to run into someone or people in the hallway. Like, that's how scared I was. I remember opening the door and just thinking, I'm fighting my way to this other location in the house. Like, I just know it. I opened the door and I just ran, like, full speed, as fast as I could, turning corners in the slippery like, oh my gosh, just to get to the TV room, because I knew it had a lock on it, and if I heard more stuff, I could jump out the window. So I ran, I got to the TV room, I freaking locked that door, and I literally just stood inches away from the door, like this, just shaking, waiting to hear something. And I didn't hear anything. And then probably within 15, which probably felt like an hour, my little sister came back home. And I told her what happened, and she was like, no way, like, that's crazy, there's nobody here. And I'm like, dude, I heard somebody. Like, I heard somebody yell, and I heard people whispering. And she totally believed me. But it was like the most scariest moment in my life. Like, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna have to fight my way out of the house. I thought I had to jump out a window. You guys, like, who thinks about jumping out a window? Like, that was literally my only thought. Like, I'm gonna have to jump out a window, like, to save myself. Like, this is insane. So yeah, that was that story. I have more, but I'm already at like 23 minutes. So I kind of want to tell you guys more. Oh man. No, I'm not gonna though. So I'll tell more if people like the video or if you guys want to hear more, but I'm already 23 minutes and 20 seconds in. So,
why don't you jump out window?
No, I said I was gonna have to.
You're not jumping.
Tea's probably all cold now.
Stop it. You can do
So yeah.
do that.
So again, I do have several more stories, but I don't want to bombard them all in like one video. So if you guys do want to hear more, tell me you want to hear more. If not, this is not your cup of tea. You don't have to watch it. So yes, I'll probably be in my car in the driveway again tomorrow because my daughter doesn't have school. Maybe I'll take her to get Starbucks and she'll sit with me or something. I don't know. But okay, now I'm 24 minutes in. So if you guys like it, let me know. If not, I'll never talk paranormal again. Just kidding. I can't make any promises. So, okay, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.